I really like this division. This tends to be one of the divisions that I pay a little bit more attention to through the season in general. Primarily because of the Niners, and then the past couple of years, obviously Stafford going to the Rams, I've paid a little bit more attention as well. But look, I mean, the Niners, 6-0 in the division, 13-4. We're playing a really competitive NFC Championship game until they had literally no quarterbacks on the roster to go out there and try to finish the game out, which sucks, honestly, because of what they're able to put together this season. Okay, Mark, explain to me what we're going through for this run play here.
So this is a run play that seals the game against the Seahawks last year, and basically what they're saying is you give on any play when coaches are breaking down the film, you get a plus or a minus. It's not like a letter grade of A, B, D, E, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
No C's, no average. Like you get a plus for doing your job and doing it well, or you get a minus. You didn't do your job, right? It's pass or fail.
Got it.
So
And
everyone on this play, every single
everybody.
person on this play got a plus. And if you play in super slow-mo, John, you can watch. We'll watch it a couple times too, just to see. The blocking scheme is awesome. The play call is awesome, one. But watch just the front side, which they're going to run to the left here. Kyle Juszczyk has this Quandre Diggs here, isolation block. They block down. It's a down zone scheme. Wash everything down. And then watch what Trent Williams is able to do to get to the second level and create. You see what 60 does? He comes off a block, gets to the next level. Trent Williams gets to the next level. And now it's just running back one-on-one with a safety in the hole. And even he does his job making one guy miss. If you're running back in the league with this much space, you're expected to be able to make a guy miss. And he does. This is just an all-around this. And this is what the 49ers do. They push people around. They communicate blocks extremely well. They do these zone scheme run plays better than anybody in the league. And the Shanahan system has been doing that long before Kyle was ever a head coach. His dad used to do the same stuff. Kyle Juszczyk's one of the best fullbacks in the league at blocking. Kittle's one of the best blocking tight ends. They have the best tackle in football. This is what they do. And if you allow them to do it, they're going to run the ball down your throat all game long. And this seals the game for them. This first down right here was to clinch the game. Seattle had to get a stop to have a chance and clearly couldn't get off the field. But even backside, they wall it off. I mean, it's pretty rare, honestly, when you watch a play where all 11 dudes win their job.
Right.
Yeah, it's really, really rare.
And what this opens up, which I'm sure we'll have some discussion about, is the play action game, right? Is that their run game is so deadly and something that you have to respect so much, not only with their blocking, because their blocking's incredible. They have arguably the best blocking tight end in the league. Their running backs are not afraid to block, and their offensive line is really, really, really good. Then you have guys like Debo and Christian McCaffrey and Ayuk. And what's special about Debo and Christian McCaffrey is they can disguise themselves as running back or receivers. And it gives Shanahan so many options to give just such a crazy variety of looks, crazy variety of different motions that you can use with any of these guys. And it makes it very difficult to prepare for his defense. And it makes it very difficult to figure out if you need to respect the run game or respect the pass game on any given play, because you don't even know which guys are technically receivers or running backs in any given play. Oh, and they can all block really well too. So
it gives Shanahan this unique ability, the way that you can use Kyle Juszczyk, Debo, McCaffrey, and Kittle, and not to mention their third and fourth string running backs like Elijah Mitchell, like those guys are good. So you have all of these different guys that you can manipulate where they line up in motion, how you get them the ball. Obviously, scheme-wise on a play, it can mess with the defense. But not only that, before the play even starts, personnel-wise, you can screw with teams. He can make it look like it's going to be a heavy run set because you got Juszczyk in, Kittle in, another tight end, all McCaffrey. Let's say you took Debo out, and you're like, oh, this is going to be a heavy run play. And all of a sudden they line up and it's a wide spread out formation. You're like, what? And you subbed in your run defense. You subbed in an extra D lineman, and you took out your dime package and you put in another linebacker, another down safety to tackle. And you're like, oh shit, they're going to throw here. And now you're not, and you can't sub again once you've made that sub. Right. So they can really toy with defenses before the play even begins, before there's ever even a motion. Then when you start talking about motion and moving these guys around on top of it, it's electrifying. And Kyle Shanahan, one of the best coaches in the league at using what he has personnel wise to just torch you. And I put in like highlight reel plays like Debo Samuel. There's only a few guys in the league that can do this. And I remember sending this to John. I was watching this game live. He really is a grown man that looks like he's going back and playing, JV football. Like he's making these dudes who are professionals. These are the best in the world on defense, best tacklers in the world, look stupid.
The way he runs in space, and I know it's
that's
not
Jalen Ramsey. He makes miss.
I know it's not a 1-to-1 comparison because of the positions they play, but the way he runs in space reminds me so much of the highlight reels of Barry Sanders that I watched as a kid, where it's like it doesn't matter like where he is on the field, where the defense is in proximity, he can make anybody miss in space. It's ridiculous. And he, like you said, Mark, I mean, he makes 4 or 5 guys look like complete morons on this play that are incapable of tackling another person on a football field, which they're all paid millions of dollars to do. It's ridiculous what he's capable of. He's one of those people. I mean, I love watching the 49ers play football in general because of all the reasons that we're listing. But Debo's just special, and he's incredibly fun to watch. I know he had a little bit more of a quiet year last season, but if he's back to the form that he was the season prior, I mean, look
at the hustle by Ayuk. You see the last pancake block too. You can just see guys like the willingness to just work extra downfield to make sure that a play isn't just a 30-yard gain, that it does spring as a touchdown from all these guys. I mean, watch Juszczyk. He's the check down here. He accelerates to find work. You have 15 accelerating to find work. Ayuk's going to come on the screen here on the bottom here. He could easily just like give up and think Debo's going to score. Instead, he hits the guy and pancakes him. Just to like, hey, exclamation point on the play. Like it's just and that's Ayuk. He's not.
I was about to say, and Ayuk is supposed to be like their actual like wide receiver that isn't maybe as quote unquote versatile, but you see him blocking the shit out of dudes. I mean, he's a team player for sure. And somebody I'm high on, especially as a fantasy sleeper. Like he has gotten better and better and better each year. I'm expecting this to kind of be like his big season, I think. He's again like a guy that maybe is, wide receiver 3 or whatever when you look at the depth chart, but he's a very, very solid player. He's really coming to his own. Then we got, like I said, maybe not the best receiving tight end in the league, but arguably the best blocking tight end in the league. I mean, Kittle is no freaking joke, man.
I think no doubt he's the best blocking, and I think he's still top 3 receiving, which is ridiculous. This guy loves to block. That's how you finish a block, man. And the fact that he just does it and just enjoys doing it. You can see he's yelling, he's enjoying it. You've seen him mic'd up. He talks shit while he does it. He loves football. He loves having
fun. He plays football like he's a little kid. Like he's the shit talk that he says while he's playing. I mean, there's that one stupid video of him just like literally laughing like he's a 5-year-old kid as he's blocking the shit out of somebody. Yeah. Like.
This is just technically so good. I mean, the slide step right here, where he puts his hands, and then just to continue to drive. You're a big physical specimen like this. Here's the thing: there's a lot of guys, by the way, John, that are just like Kittle physically that could do this to linebackers and safeties whenever they want.
Right.
It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing to decide I'm going to impose my will on another grown man. And Kittle does it throughout the game.
It's like
Kelsey could do this whenever he wants to.
Right.
He doesn't. Darren Waller could do this whenever he wants to. He doesn't. Mark Andrews could do this whenever he wants to. He doesn't. And that's what separates Kittle and why there's no doubt he's the best blocking tight end in the league. And it might not show up on the fantasy scoreboard or, it might not always make the highlight reels, but he does so many things that are unsung and unnoticed for this team. I mean, watch this play. This is the zoomed out. This is a 22 film clip, but he's at the top. Play. He's the top tight end. He's on the right-hand side. This is a goal line play. This stuff stands out when you watch film of the 49ers. I mean, he moves this grown.
Holy shit.
Like, that's insane.
I mean, he's literally pancaking him like 8 yards down.
8 yards into the end zone. And listen, did he have to do this here? No. No, because he's the backside block on a zone left running play. He's the right tight end. And he says, I don't care. I'm imposing my will. That's a choice. That is a choice right there. That's what separates him, and I absolutely love it.
It's freaking awesome. I think, Mark and I are on the same page. This is one of our favorite offenses in the league for so many reasons. Like they are just a treat to watch. It's like pinnacle, like, okay, here's like some incredibly schemed football, and then the personnel groups that you have to complement that scheme are just perfect for what Shanahan's trying to do. And like the cast is so likable for that
It's a
reason.
play caller's dream. It
Yeah,
really is.
it's
Shanahan
freaking
is
awesome.
great, and that's why there was no hesitation to trade for McCaffrey last year when they did it, how they did it, how it all worked out. It did not surprise me at all because Kyle Shanahan saw an opportunity. He went and got a guy that is literally a jack of all trades. If there was ever a guy in the league that can do anything you ask him to do, it's Christian McCaffrey. He can block, he can run routes, he can throw, for God's sake. Obviously, obviously he can run, but he's a do it all. And he's like, I need that guy on my team. And they
Yeah.
went and got him. They made it happen.
Yeah, and I don't think we really had a ton of film for the defensive side of the ball for the Niners too, and it's going to look a little bit different with
It did a little different.
Ryan's. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. I mean,
Fred
easily,
Warner's
yeah, I
one
was
of the
going to say
best.
easily one of the better front sevens in the league. I mean, with Bosa and Fred Warner, they're incredible. It's going to look different. It might not be, top 3 defense in the league with Ryan's. I'm not totally sure, honestly. They retained a lot of their personnel, so we'll see what happens with it. But I think it's going to be just as dominant as it has been prior season. I think Brock Purdy definitely has, how far can he take this team? But Shanahan seems all bought in on it. I think Shanahan's ability to pivot from the original plan, that original plan being Trey Lance, is impressive. And, I still think this team is going to be an 11, 12, 13 win team this season and, compete to go to the Super Bowl on the NFC side of things. Like, I do legitimately think that is in the 49ers future for the 3rd season in a row, is to be competing for, the NFC championship.